me. You're going to want to grab some pillows or blankets, or even a strap, which you can use a scarf if you like, that we'll use today. So we're just going to get started. I'm going to read that poem because I found it so interesting that it was so long ago, yet it's just a complete parallel to today, and history and lessons we can learn. So you go ahead and close your eyes. And let's take a deep breath in. Inhale overhead. And then exhale, just let your arms come down to a comfortable resting position in your lap. This is the poem, so you can close your eyes and just listen. And people stayed at home and read books and listened, and they rested and did exercises and made art and played and learned new ways of being and stopped and listened more deeply. Someone meditated, someone prayed, someone met their shadow, and people began to think differently, and people healed. And in the absence of people who lived in ignorant ways, dangerous, meaningless, and heartless, the earth also began to heal. And when the danger ended and people found themselves, they grieved for the dead and made new choices and dreamed of new visions and created new ways of living and completely healed the earth just as they were healed. Reprinted during the Spanish flu pandemic of 1919. So closing your eyes. Just take a few breaths here in silence. And maybe thinking about that, about some of the maybe positive ways that your life is changing due to this, or some of the insights that maybe you gained during this time. And you're going to inhale your arms overhead. Let your arms slowly rise overhead. And as you exhale, twist to the right, letting your right hand come behind you, your left hand across your body, and just soften your shoulders down. Relax your jaw, softening your eyes. Yes. And as you breathe in and out into this community of practice we have here. Right, we have about 9 of us practicing together. So let's breathe into the fact that we're not alone, because we can feel alone in this time. Breathe into the community that we have here of practice. And then as you exhale, let yourself soften, knowing that you are not alone. And then inhaling to center. And exhale to the left. Let your left hand come behind you, your right hand across your body. And just soften your shoulders down here. And come into stillness. So just like we're kind of coming into a longer stillness of this quarantine period, come into stillness on your mat and practice finding your inner being, your peace, the connection with you that stillness can bring. Inhaling and exhaling. And maybe even allow the hint of a smile to come to the corners of your mouth. There can be a smile in the connection with yourself in that stillness. And you're going to inhale to center, bring your arms overhead. And as you exhale, let your arms slowly float down to your sides. Relax your shoulders down. You're going to allow your left ear to drop down to your left shoulder and just hold here, letting your head relax, breathing into the right side of your neck. Inhaling and exhaling. Feel the right shoulder relax down. Softening your right hand. Softening your eyes. Let your tongue fall away from the roof of your mouth. And take your left hand to your left cheek and just slowly press your head up to center. And then releasing your left hand down to the mat. Now allow your right ear to drop down to your right shoulder. And melt here, letting gravity kind of form your body into whatever shape it takes. There's no rules in this practice. Yin is a practice of letting go into the stillness, of allowing our muscles to release layer after layer of tension. So we can feel so much lighter and looser and more spacious. Breathe into the left side of your neck, a full inhale. And exhale, slowly releasing, melt, let go. Another few breaths. And notice if you have this expectation in your mind of, oh, now is when we need to move. We need to move to our next pose. And see if you can let go of that and just allow your practice to unfold without expectation. So take your right hand to your right cheek and slowly press your head up to center. And now let your right hand come down, back down to the floor. Take a couple breaths here, inhaling up the length of your spine, feeling each vertebrae stacking one upon the next. And it's almost as if the crown of your head has a balloon string tied to it, and it's just floating softly up towards the ceiling. And each exhale, you relax into the here and now. Now, slowly opening your eyes and take the soles of your feet to the mat. And just feel the soles of your feet on the floor. Allow your knees to fall to one side and then to the other side. And then back to center. So you're gonna bring your legs long on the mat. So with Yin, one of the ways we start Yin is to open up the energy in our joints, because as we do our Yin holds, we come into the connective tissues. And so we want to move the energy, create fresh synovial fluid in the joints. So we're just gonna do a joint freeing series. And you can notice these are really, really simple movements. But after you do these, you really can feel an energy shift in your being. So it's a nice series of movements to do if you're just tired and you kind of need a quick pick-me-up, and it's easy. So with your legs long, you're going to go ahead and start circling your ankles. And if you do this at home, you don't really have to worry about it being exact, like, oh, I need to do this and then circle them in the opposite direction. It has to be this way and exactly these movements. Just kind of come in and do what you remember in whatever sequence you remember them. So now point your right toe, flex your left, And then reverse, point the left, flex the right, and now go back and forth, flexing and pointing, and flexing and pointing. I have a serious snoring dog behind me. I don't know if you can hear her snoring, but it's not me, it's her. So now your toes are pointing up, and you're going to rotate your right toes out to the right. You're going to bring your right leg along the mat out, yes, and now rotate your right toes in towards your left leg, back in. Just coming out and in, it's kind of this like circular motion of the leg, and it opens up the hip joint, right? You can feel your leg just moving from the hip joint down, opening and closing, open and in. And this is one you can take into a strength move too. You know, you can actually do it raising it in the air if you want, but we're in yin this morning, so let's just give ourselves an easy morning and let our heels stay on the floor. So bring your right leg in, and then we'll do the left, rotating your left foot off to the left, your toes open, and then left toes rotate towards your right foot. So you're open and in, and you feel this right up in your left hip joint. Enjoy it, it feels good. Should feel good. And if, and if it doesn't feel good for you, don't do it. Maybe just circle your ankles then. Yeah. Do it a couple more times. And back to center. Now, like the little hint of a smile, I want to just do this childlike movement. So you just, remember, did you ever do this as a kid? Just scooting forward. Yes, good job. See you, Lenore. Yeah, forward and back. It's fun. Now, if you did this all day, all around the room, you'd probably really work your backside. But we're just going to do it a few times. We're moving some of the energy in our pelvis and having a little fun because we can be too serious with our yoga. So you're going to bend your right leg and take a hold of your right foot with your left hand. Now, I want you to circle your ankle, but you can also, if you like, thread your fingers through your left fingers through your toes on your right foot. And then circling your right ankle, yes. So your hands really making the ankle circle and pointing and flexing. And then go ahead and rub the sole of your foot with your left hand, maybe even, into the arch here. We have a lot of marma points on our feet. Maybe rub your toes. Yeah, give your feet some love, right? This grounding, which we need right now with all this change through our feet. Okay, so let your right leg come long now, and then we're going to give the left leg some attention. So grabbing your left foot and either just taking a hold of your toes or threading your fingers between your toes on the left foot. Your toes don't want to open. And then circling your ankle in one direction. And taking the opposite direction. And you let your hand do the work. See if you can let go, sort of like you're, out of massage and you're just letting the hand work. And pointing and flexing. Yeah. And then go ahead and massage the sole of your left foot into the arch, maybe down to the heel, up through each toe. Yeah. Go ahead and let your left leg come long on the mat. And we'll open up some of the joints in our arms and our wrists. And you're going to circle your wrists in front of you. Circle in one direction. And then circle in the opposite direction. And now bring your fingers out in front of you and then into your shoulders. So you're going to just come out and in and out and in. Nice. And now this time, let your fingers rest on your shoulders. You're going to circle your elbows. Oh, that feels so good, doesn't it? This reminds me of the chicken, but I love this move. Go ahead and reverse your direction. Opening the chest. Yes. And now let your elbows come together in front of you, and you're going to thread your fingers together. Now figure eight your wrists. Your wrists are going one direction. Now this is a tricky thing for the brain. It took me like years to figure this out. Now go the opposite direction. Yeah, you can do it. It literally took me years, but I can do it both ways now. Yeah, there we go. So now take your fingers, open your fingers, and thread them in the opposite direction. So whichever thumb was on top, now have your opposite thumb on top. And go ahead and figure eight again in both directions. So as we change the patterning of our fingers, this helps with some of that repatterning of the brain I was talking about this week in our classes, like when we were doing opposite cross-body movements. This is the same sort of thing. Now keep your fingers threaded together. Now you're gonna press your hands open, round your back. Nice. Now release your hands, bring your hands overhead, thread your hands together overhead. It can be the way you usually do now. And press up, wiggle out of the sides of your waist. Very nice. And then release your hands behind you, thread your hands together, and roll your palms to face down. Open your heart. Beautiful. And then you're gonna release. Bring your arms out wide beside you. Take your right arm across your body. Now you're gonna bend your left elbow and take your left hand to your left forearm. Yes, nice. Drawing this in towards your chest. Roll your right shoulder back and in. Breathe. Inhaling and exhaling. Now open the chest wide again. You're going to take your left arm across your body, bend your right elbow, and now your right hand comes to your left forearm and hugs it into your chest, rolling your left shoulder back and down. And then you're going to release, and now shake your hands in front of you. Yeah, nice. Shake out your wrists and your fingers. And then you're going to take your right fingertips into the webs of your left fingers. And you're just going to create this flicking motion here. And then reverse. Take your left fingertips into the webs of your right hand and flicking the webs here. Now bring your arms out in front of you again, and you're going to let your left fingertips point down towards the floor, pressing out through your left wrist. And I'm really concentrating on the wrists right now because we're doing more computer work, right? This is how we're kind of staying engaging in our world and keeping our world moving is on the computer. So our hands might be feeling more in our wrists. And then bring your right fingertips down, press out through your right wrist, fingers coming back. Perfect. And releasing. So you're gonna take your feet to the floor, let your knees fall side to side again. And then we're gonna go ahead and come to our first yin pose. So we're gonna let our knees fall to the left, and we're gonna come into deer. You can grab a bolster if you like. We're gonna have our left knee to our right knee to our left foot, and you're gonna twist to the left. So you can lay back down on the bolster to have support underneath your chest, or if it's comfortable, you can lay all the way down onto the floor. So choose which feels Good for you. In Yin, you want to come into a pose where you feel some amount of tension in the body, but not so much that you can't hold it for 3 or 4 minutes. So we have these long holds to just melt down into our pose. So once you've found that position that feels right for your body, so you can make alterations, like my left shoulder kind of feels a little tweaked, so I'm going to let it come down alongside my body. And then you begin to melt. You draw your attention to the soles of your feet and up to the crown of your head. So send a breath into your right sole of your foot. And then slowly exhaling, allow the right sole of the foot to melt. Your right ankle releases up into your right calf. And then send a breath into your right knee. Exhale, soften the right knee. Let your right thigh release. And your right hip. Feel the breath on the right side of the body. You can feel your ribs rising and falling. And send a breath into your right shoulder. And exhale, soften the right shoulder. Just feel that softness from the right shoulder wash down the right arm into your right elbow, your right forearm, down into your right wrist. Your right fingers, the thumb on the right hand, the pointer finger on the right hand, your middle finger, your ring finger, and your pinky. Your eyelids soft. And maybe that hint of a smile at the corners of your mouth. Even in stillness, even in that connection, can you find that smile? And if thoughts start to creep into your head, just let them float by, let them float out the door. Come back to your practice on your mat, back to your stillness. You can notice if your mind is starting to say, oh, well, maybe I should move here or there, or maybe I have an itch here or an itch there. And see if you can acknowledge that inclination and just acknowledge it as a thought. Let it float by and let yourself decide whether you want to react or not to the thoughts. That's where the depth of this practice lies. And then go back to the softening of the body, to relaxing the right shoulder, right side of the neck, your belly, wherever you need relaxation. Feel your whole right side, the right side. Letting go. You're gonna slowly walk your hands back in towards your body and let these transitions be part of your practice, so you're still just maintaining the softness on the movements between poses. And you're gonna let your knees fall side to side, right? Move the energy in the hips again. And then this time you're gonna allow your, come to the opposite side. You're gonna let your left knee come to your right sole of your foot and twisting to the right. And again, you can bring your bolster underneath your chest if you like, or laying right down onto the floor. Yeah, and give yourself permission to be here, right? We, even in quarantine, some of us can say, oh, well, I need to get this done and this done and this done. And while it's good to create some structure in our day, maybe we need to take the time to find the just being, to find that breath like the earth is needing to find. And find a way to allow yourself that. So allow yourself to be in your practice this morning. Truly just being. Letting go of any of those feelings of guilt or those to-do lists, any of the shoulds. And breathe in and breathe out. Breathing into the stillness and exhaling anything that gets in the way. And then you start to bring your body awareness in your yin pose. So breathing down into the sole of the left foot, even the toes, right? As we placed our fingers between the toes, breathe into those spaces between the toes. And then exhale, soften the toes on the left foot. And then maybe breathing into the arch of the left foot. And exhaling, relax the arch on the left foot. Breathe up into the ankle on the left foot. And exhale, release, soften. Breathe into your left knee. And exhale. Relax the left knee, melting it onto the mat. Softening your left thigh. And up into the left side body, notice your left ribs rising and falling with your breath. And send a breath into the left shoulder. Let go of any tension in your left shoulder. Feel that softness down into the left upper arm, down into the left elbow, your left forearm, your left wrist. And then all the fingers on your left hand, your left thumb, your left pointer finger, middle finger, ring finger, and pinky. Feel the whole left side of your body at ease. Soften your eyes. Relax your jaw. Noticing anywhere you may need to send another breath. Allowing your breath to be even and deep. Feel your breath coming down into your belly. The belly gently moving with each breath. Slowly walk your hands back in to your body. And press your pillow off to the side. Take the soles of your feet to the floor. You're going to let your knees fall side to side. And then you're going to come down onto your back. I want to do a little bit of breath work here. So you're going to lay down onto your back, your knees bent. And you're going to take the heels of your hands, right where your hands meet your wrists, and bring those to your hip creases where the hips meet the legs. So the knees are bent and the heels of your hands come into the hip creases. So it's almost as if you could create more length in your spine. And that length lets us have a little deeper breath. So we're going to take a long inhale here. Inhaling. Full inhale. And now when you're ready to exhale, let your knees come in towards your chest, your hands to your kneecaps, just lightly touching your kneecaps. Long, slow exhale, fully exhaling. Now whenever your body wants to begin to inhale, raise your legs overhead and bring your arms overhead behind you. So take a full inhale, and whenever you feel like you need to exhale, go ahead and bring your knees into your chest, your hands to your kneecaps. And then you're going to inhale, bring your feet to the floor, your hands to your hip creases again like we started. Full inhale. And then when you're ready to exhale, bring your knees into your chest, your hands to your kneecaps. And when you're ready to inhale, arms come overhead, legs come overhead. And exhale, knees into chest. You're going to continue like this. And I want you to let your breath lead the movement. So rather than moving and then your breath following, whenever you need to inhale, you come into the next movement. And you're inhaling with your legs overhead. You're exhaling with your knees into your chest. You're inhaling with your feet to the floor. This is a Vinyasa Krama movement, and it's really helping to reset our nervous system by methodically linking our breath and our movement. And then with your vision, you can either have your eyes closed to withdraw the sense of sight, or have your gaze fixed halfway between you and the ceiling, sort of just gazing into space without really looking at anything. So do a few more like this. And let your breath lead the movement. And the next time your feet are on the floor, hold here. Let your arms just come down alongside you. And we're going to come to fish here. So you'll bring your legs long on the mat, and a couple different ways. You can take just a pillow beneath your chest, or I have blocks. I like using blocks for this, and I make kind of a T on the floor and have these hard blocks. So I'm gonna bring a blanket over them when I lay down on them, but you also could just like, you can do it. So let me show you the blocks. If you're on the blocks, they're right underneath your shoulder blades. So make sure that they're on the shoulder blades. And this is super comfy. This should be comfy, whatever version you do. Or if you want to do it with a blanket, you could have just a blanket here beneath your shoulder blades and opening. So figuring out which one is comfortable for you. And then, like we say in Yin, committing to your position. Here's my heart opener. Oops. So relax your legs, allow the right leg to melt on the floor. Allow your left leg to melt on the floor. All the way down to the toes, right? And the legs take whatever orientation they decide to. You know, allow them to succumb to gravity. Allow gravity to mold the legs like clay. And now draw your attention up to your upper body and notice where there's tension, where you can send a breath and fully exhaling to release from that area. You're breathing into the heart, allowing an expansion across the chest from right shoulder to left shoulder. And as you exhale, release the right shoulder down, release the left shoulder down. And take another breath like that, inhaling across the chest from the right shoulder to the left shoulder. And exhaling, softening the right shoulder down and the left shoulder down. Softening your right upper arm, down into the right elbow, the right forearm, and the right wrist, down to all the fingers on the right hand. And now notice your legs and see if you can let go a little bit more through the legs. Does any tension creep into the legs? Now soften your left shoulder, down your left upper arm, into your left elbow, your left forearm, your left wrist, down to the fingertips on the left hand. Just melt here, completely melt. Let yourself revitalize like the planet is now, like maybe our rivers and our skies, trees, the grass, the forests. Let your body revitalize in the stillness. It needs it. A few more breaths here. Enjoy the moment that you're in. without thinking beyond. Just be here in this moment on your mat in your fish pose. Without even thinking beyond to the next pose, just be here. That's all that's real is this moment in time. The future doesn't exist and the past is gone. You're going to slowly make your way out of fish pose, maybe pressing your elbows into the mat, rising. You can bring your props off to the side, and we're going to bring our knees around behind us, coming into tabletop. And first, just coming to a flat back, and pick your right hand up and place it back down, and your left hand up and down. And then you're going to take your right hand and slide it back and reach it forward and come back and forward and back and forward and back. And then do that with your left hand. Yeah, and just stretching. And then come back to tabletop, and you're going to come into cat and cow and take any movements that feel good for you here. So just let go of any rules in your head and tune into what your body might like here. How does your body want to move? And it can be anything. You could come into a full vinyasa, coming, back to down dog and forward, or going forward over your hands and down and back. And just to move your energy before we come back into some more yin poses. And yes. Okay, so then from here, we're going to come back into our caterpillar pose, and that's with our legs long in front of us, and we're just going to fold forward over our legs. So, options here, again, because you want to be able to hold this and melt for 3 or 4 minutes, you can bring a blanket in front of you. You can roll this up for your head and just fold forward like this over your legs. If you want to come into a position that's comfortable enough that your body really can melt. Nice. So find that position and then let go as if you're just like completely like a cloud, like you have no substance. You're just gonna allow gravity to bring you into whatever shape it decides. And we do this through the use of our breath. So commit to the position you're in. If you have pain, you can move out. If it's just sensation, try breathing through it and honor the still practice of stillness. So take a breath down into your right foot and let your right foot relax. Let your right leg take whatever orientation it may. Maybe it wants to roll open. Maybe it rolls in, whatever position it finds. And then let your left leg find whatever position it finds. And soften your neck. Relax your right arm and your left arm. Breathe into the back of the right leg. Soften the back of the right leg. Breathe into the back of the left leg. Softening the back of the left leg. Breath by breath. Letting go, melting. Can you soften your neck a little more? Can you soften your hands a little more? Ah, yes, honor this stillness. Let the thoughts float by and come to that quiet space between the thoughts. Just notice those fluctuations of the mind, whatever they may be, and allow them to float by. Come back to your stillness. This is my stillness. This is my moment here on my mat. Practicing together. Feeling the support of the community in the stillness. Beautiful. Melt, melt. Dissolve. You're gonna slowly walk your hands back in towards your body. Come up really slowly. Inhale and exhale. Roll your shoulders up and down and back. And then you're gonna swing your legs around behind you again, coming back to tabletop. And we're gonna come into a lunge. So if your knees get tender at all, you can take a blanket underneath your back knee, because we'll be staying here for a little bit. You first bring your left foot forward. And I just want you to check and make sure that your left ankle is underneath your left knee. And you could have blocks here, right? You could bring your hands up onto blocks. You could have your bolster here if you like, or a few bolsters. You can sometimes you can stack your bolster up onto blocks if you want it, a little bit higher. You can do this. And we're gonna melt here in our lunge. I actually think I'll do this today. This feels really nice. You can allow your left knee to come out to the side if you like, or it could stay in, whichever feels best for you. Yeah, and if this is too much on your knees, you could lay on your back and just hug your left knee into your chest. Perfect. Maybe just hug your left knee into your chest, letting your right leg come along on the mat. Yeah, nice, Lenore. Breathe into the hips, breathe into the front of the right leg. Exhale, relaxing. Breathe into the back of the left leg. And exhale, soften. Yeah, feel your hips melting down. Relax the right leg behind you, the right foot, the right ankle, your right calf. Let your hands soften down to your fingertips. Nice, good job. We store a lot of tension in our hips, so let's let it go. Okay. Relax your belly. Notice if you tension crept into your lower back or your belly as your hips are opening. Just gonna walk your hands slowly back in. Just come back and forth, bending and straightening your left leg to bring a little bit of movement here. Just relax it out. And then we'll come into the opposite side. So bringing your opposite leg forward. For me, I'm going to bring my right foot forward. And find whatever props you need on this side. And find that pose that you can commit to for, about 3 minutes. We're gonna hold this one quite as long. It's a little deeper opening. And now allow the body to begin to melt. Soften your left leg behind you on the mat. Relax your hands. You can let your knee open to the side if you like, or keeping it in. Breathe. Into the sole of the right foot and soften the sole of the right foot. Breathe into the right ankle, your right knee, into the right hip, and the left hip, and down the left leg, the front of the left thigh, the left knee, the left ankle, left foot. Softening your right hand and your left. Feel your breath. Yes, let go. You're going to slowly walk your hands back in towards your body. And bending and straightening your right leg. So that was the deepest yin pose we're going to come into. So we're done with that one, but I love the hip opening of dragon. Bring your right knee back to meet your left, and we're going to come down, back down onto our backs. If you want to pause here and take some cat and cows and any movements that feel good, that could be a nice option. And you're going to want to have a block because we're going to come into supported bridge pose. You'll come down onto your back. My blanket's here, so why not? Under my back. And your knees are bent. You're going to press into your feet to raise your hips up off of the mat. Your ankles are beneath your knees. And then you take this block right underneath your sacrum. So here's my sacrum. Not on the lower back. If I was on the lower back here, right, then that would be pinching my lower back. So I don't want it there. I actually want to push it down towards my feet more and have it right underneath my sacrum, which is the triangular bone right above at the base of your spine. And then maybe allow your palms to face up. As your palms face up, the shoulders roll open a little bit. And as you first come in here, let's practice some grounding. So feel the back of your head against the mat. And feel the soles of your feet against the floor. And allow yourself to breathe in and out. Notice your belly rising and falling with your breath. And as the belly rises and falls with the breath, let the hips become heavy on the block, or you can use books, whatever's beneath your hips. It could be a blanket, whatever's beneath your hips. Let your hips just give their weight away to whatever it is that you've placed there. And then melt your shoulders. Feel where the shoulders are contacting the mat. We'll practice a couple of counted breaths here. I like to do the counted breaths to remind ourselves, how deep breath really can be. So I'm going to do a couple of breaths at the count of 4 and hold to 2 at the top and bottom of the breath. And then we'll come to our normal breath and then transition into a count of 6, and only do what's comfortable for you. But we'll get started. You'll exhale. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2. And now a normal breath. Feel the soles of your feet. Feel where your body's contacting the mat. Bring yourself into the present moment. Truly enjoying where you're at. This moment of time that's a gift to you. Now we're going to do 2 more counted breaths with a count of 6. If that's too much for you, you can do your own count. So you're going to exhale. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 1, 2. Now coming to your normal breath. You're just going to press into your feet and go ahead and slide your block off to the side. And then slowly lowering one vertebrae at a time down to the mat. And hug your knees into your chest and let your knees rock side to side. Make circles on the ceiling with your knees. Relax your lower back. And take your feet up towards the ceiling for happy baby. Take a hold of behind your knees or your ankles or your toes. Breathe in. Breathe out, let your knees sink down alongside your ribs. Take another breath. Inhale. And exhale. And then you'll bring your knees back in together. And let your legs come long on the mat for Savasana. And you can grab whatever props you'd like if you have something that you would like to put beneath your knees, you can. If you want to bring a blanket on top of you, even sometimes a blanket's nice just for a weight on top of you, even if you're not cold. If you want an eye pillow on your eyes, you could do that. Anything. So once you find your comfortable position for Savasana, allow your body to melt here. Yeah, you're just gonna absorb those openings that we did in the practice, the openings through the back of the legs, through the hips, through our side body, through our heart. Breathe into the entire body as one, and exhale. Feel yourself melt onto the mat. Letting go. Relax your jaw. Allow your tongue to fall away from the roof of your mouth so that your jaw can soften. Feel a spaciousness in the skin between your eyebrows. Feel your face melting. A hint of a smile at the corners of the mouth. Your belly rising and falling with your breath. Right leg melting, and your left leg. Your mind starts to wander, just draw your attention to your breath. Feel your practice sinking into every cell in your body, into the cells of the toes, the legs, the arms, all the way up to the crown of your head. Maybe sending an inhale across the chest from the right shoulder to the left shoulder. And back again from the left shoulder to the right shoulder. Allow some small movements in your toes and in your fingers. And then keep this practice, keep this stillness, this openness, and draw your right knee into your chest, and then your left knee. And roll to the side of your body. And when you're ready, slowly pressing up to a comfortable seated position. Bringing your hands together at heart center. Let's take a couple breaths here, seated. Honoring the transition in your body from laying down to seated, coming out of your practice and becoming more aware of your senses. And offering to each other, may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be at peace, and may you be free. Namaste, the light within me honors the light within you. Thank you so much for being here this morning, for practicing with me. And